Today I'm going to talk about innovativeness of the judiciary power and the role of the pandemic as a game changer. I represent Universidad Tecnológica Nacional Regional Buenos Aires and Instituto Tecnológico Buenos Aires. My name is Sara Castiglioni and this is my presentation. I start by talking about the challenge that Argentinian judiciary powers are facing to adapt a system designed to satisfy users of the 18th century in the context of the 21st century. Fortunately, during the last 12 years, Argentinian judiciary powers have implemented several improvements and innovations in the administration of justice system, but that was not enough. The existence of innovations does not imply that the organizations have innovativeness. While talking about this, we are talking about continuous improvement of capabilities and resources of an organization to explore and exploit the opportunities that arise while development a new product, service, or a combination of both to satisfy market needs. In the theoretical framework I pick, there will be learning, innovation, systems, context, organizational learning, and first and second order learning. As the observer, I am both a citizen and a scholar, and I am inside the system. What about the research design? I pick 3 cases that are considered innovativeness and are state judiciary powers: San Luis, Mendoza, and Tucumán. I studied them in a time lapse from 2008 till 2020, and fortunately for me it appeared the pandemic and a lockdown, so it gave me the opportunity to study this and other judiciary powers in a special condition that forced them to rethink the way they were going to go on and if they were going to go on. So I studied the innovations that took place and also the learning patterns. The reflections and the questions are around this one. How does the pandemic influence the way of learning of the judiciary power operators? So, to answer this question, I performed 27 participatory observations, 33 in-depth interviews, and more than 1,000 searches. The main findings are related to change resistance and the struggle the operators had to perform in order to keep on working. Mainly, the problem of the loss of power and the use of technology were shown as vulnerability. And many years ago, this was the main change resistance. But this time, we didn't have choice, we had to change. So, what were the main changes during the pandemic so far? The use of technology and the use of communication and remote work. So, when you ask these operations what happened, they say, I adapted, we adapted, the system adapted, but they did not mention the word innovation. And when you ask them what was their role in these implementations, you could very easily distinguish 4 different groups. You have the implementation groups, the pioneers and early adopters, the decision makers, and the adopters in general. What I found was that before the pandemic and during the pandemic, only 2 of those groups have developed deutero learning, and that was related with the degree of involvement in the change. And those 2 groups are the pioneers and early adopters and the implementation groups. It doesn't mean that the other 2 groups did not develop it, but they developed it, but in a very small amount, and really they develop instrumental learning or first order learning. So, as a final reflection, I think that pandemic accelerates the implementation processes that in other ways would have taken many years, and that's why I consider it a game changer. And obviously it set a new baseline which can be used as a springboard to co-create and implement the changes and innovations required to fulfill society's claim for justice. Here is the research design. Thank you very much.